Hello and welcome to another game of Wingspan. This is a regular Elo game on the tournament Discord server. At the time this game is played, I'm in a loose streak of 2 games after a win streak of 10 games. But this game is against another player, not the one who defeated me twice, and whose name was not Gruvenstein, which is a rare coincidence. So this starting hand is quite interesting. American Crow is a good bird. Black-headed Gull is a good bird. Ralph is an insane good bird. So keeping this food, playing Black-headed Gull, try to snatch just any food to play the American Crow and be on our way. That is supposed to be the plan. Rodentologist or enclosure builder. With a starting setup, it's probably actually enclosure builder. Let's try that. So they don't know that I have black-headed Gull, so I hope when I play this round 1 that they cannot spend all of their food immediately, so that there is something left to snatch for my American Crow. Yeah, but if they decide to not have food, then it's probably also fine. Then I can still lay eggs on black-headed Gull and go for some card draws. So this is a bit less spectacular a start than the previous 2 games. In the previous 2 games in the last game I tried to make some combination of Nuthatch and Nutcracker work, which sort of lacked one extra wheat generating bird to really function. And before that I had such a bad opening hand that I played a Golden Eagle on round 1 and used that to dig for birds, which was kind of awkward but fun to see. Yeah, so these birds I have in my opening hand now feel way stronger. So 3 birds, fish and worm. That's not good. They might be able to spend the food on the first bird they play. Unless they plan for the fish to feed the Clark's Grebe, which they hope to be able to draw. But I think that's rather unlikely. There are chances that I, as a starting player, would draw it first. Oh, by the way, it displays the wrong name. This was my previous opponent. So my opponent's name should be Bushy. So Wingspan Buggy again. They have drawn the Grebe actually, which means I can be mean and grab their fish, because they cannot get fish replacement from here, and my crow really isn't that picky about food. I don't think I want any of these birds. Just take this, steal their fish, which is a very true thing for a gull to do. That's how the gull do. Savise warbler. Oh, interesting. So what's my plan here? I would think that I'll lay eggs. Hummingbird. Yeah, with no food left in my opponent's tray, I will definitely lay eggs. I will also spend one egg for a grub, which means I'm only one food away from the ruff. Which in turn means if they activate their hummingbird now, I will just get that. And I would suspect that they want to do it. Yes, let's do it. For the round goal, one might consider playing it here actually, but I want to be able to draw 2 cards. Although, I mean, they do have Savise Warbler. If they activate it, we get 3 cards. But I sort of want to be master of my own fate and determine the number of cards that I draw. Fuck the first round goal. The moment we're tied for the round goal, if they get another bird in the grassland town, then so be it. Although I would be kind of sad if they played a 1 food grassland bird now, because that would also deprive my black-headed gull of her well-deserved food. What's my position on Tufted Titmouse, by the way? Do I want to play this? Does it do anything for me? It helps with filling columns, so I might actually play it. No, the worst case. Fuck. That's a punishment. In that case, I just lay eggs and procrastinate a little bit. I can do that for 1 turn, I think. We'll need another egg at some point anyway. Food can also not hurt. And then, yeah, if they don't have food by next turn, then so be it. Then I cannot use the gull for a turn. But I will then need to start filling up my hands so that I can get maximum value out of the ruff. That is interesting. I could actually play that bird, so they haven't got food. They have given me free cards. Without food it will be hard for them to play another bird in a grassland. With a white-throat we'll get 2 eggs now. And potentially more eggs over the course of the game. It might actually be worth it. Might actually be worth it. Question is if so it would be great if they drew cards again, because of course the white throat line means that I won't be getting full value out of my ruff, but tie for the round goal instead of losing it. Ooh, they have another action actually. So they might even have a third. Bird that I can play. But they won't be able to play it with 1 fish. That's for sure. Because I think the only grasslands dwelling bird that... Ah no, they might have another hummingbird. There are 3 hummingbirds that can be paid with fish actually. But it would be funny if it was a 1 grub or 1 wheat bird and they would be counting on my black-headed gull to steal from them. This is a difficult one now. So if I play lesser white throat, I lose the rough value and I'm not guaranteed to get value of my of the round goal. I can still lose it. I think I don't like that. Chiffchaff is a goodie. The problem is now that there are too many interesting birds now in my hand. But I think I could afford it to get rid of all of them except the Chiffchaff. And from the birds in the feeder, I would be most interested in the long spur because it's for my bonus card and gives more bonus cards. So I like these slightly overcosted birds in situations where they are already doing stuff for the existing bonus card. So like Prairie Manager, Enclosure Builder, something like that. Maybe this is all the bonus cards they are qualified for in the digital version of the game. So let's do this. Get rid of these birds that have never been really part of my plan. Grab that and 2 random cards. Bee Eater is nice. Goldcrest might actually also be worthwhile playing. But at the moment I don't generate that much card surplus, and I will want to use the Chiffchaff, so I think using Chiffchaff and Goldcrest would require that they are going like mad with a Savi's Warbler. And I don't know, copycatting it and giving 2 free cards for me every turn. And I'm very skeptical that this is going to happen. Also, the rather unpractical thing is now that with the Bee Eater I don't really want to do something in the forest. So there's the better one here. Let's see, they have 1 grub, which is exactly what I need for the Bee Eater. So let's just grab these 2 birds, grab the grub and be happy. Can I afford to play Chiffchaff into the forest? I don't think so, because I really don't want to use the forest that often. I need the Chiffchaff for a sort of full-tuck engine, the one-man full-tuck army in the wetland, which could help winning the next round call, actually. So, yeah, I just need a random forest bird that I can drop alongside the downy woodpecker. That will do the trick, I think. But I think they might be up to the same trick. It won't be too difficult for them to also get 3 columns filled. Oh, there is no copycat. I grab... Oh, hello. That's a bird I would definitely play into the forest. Do I want another mockingbird? I mean, one always wants the mockingbird, right? Right? I don't want him to copy the white-throated swift, that's for sure. So let's do another card drawing action. Grabbing mockingbird and... well, I don't think I want the starting. Oh, Yellowhammer. More options. More complications. But actually, I don't think that Yellowhammer will have an appearance in this game because... I have a sort of big supply of food already, so I won't go grab food the regular way, which means that the Yellowhammer wouldn't trigger. So I'm probably rather not doing that. So next actions are play Bee Eater, lay eggs, hope to roll a grub, but it's not critical, discard an egg to get a wheat. That's 2 actions. Third action, play 2 birds into the forest with 1 action. Have 2 actions left for some fun, which I still need to find out how this is going to play out. Interesting, it still says that my opponent is Roger Delp. It's not Roger Delp, it's Bushy, so be sure to claim your credit, Bushy. Yes. So there is a House Finch. It's also a great card. A card which I don't want to concede to them, actually. So let's start the fun maybe with picking the House Finch. Yeah, probably. Ooh. That is interesting. Because I can play the Nightingale into the wetland, which then ensures that the opponent will always have food that I can grab. Also gives away some free food, but still. But now I definitely have enough birds. I need to start getting stuff onto the board now, otherwise I will miss the round goal. Ruddy duck, of course, would be an interesting bird to enable the full tuck Chiffchaff thingy. But, oh, interesting. That's the second wheat that I needed, so we can actually do this one first. Play this, use this. Play this. I was suspecting this to happen. The yellow hammer does have the right nest type, though. I think if the ruddy duck is still there by the end of the round, I will draw it using the rough and then concentrate the last 2 rounds to create some kind of full tuck Chiffchaff kind of thing with Chiffchaff, House Finch and ruddy duck. Mm. One of each. Bingo. I will need another fourth enclosure builder bird. So that will be probably still the long spur. So last action, Roddy Duck is still there, that is great. So birds I don't play anymore. Gold Crest, Yellow Hammer, grab Roddy Duck and 2 randoms. I need more eggs. I need 3 more to be precise. Which means I'm not going to discard one. I will need more eggs over the course of the game still, and I will definitely want to play my bonus card bird, so I need to do a bit of thinking here. So they don't have wheat at the moment, which is what I'm missing. So this doesn't matter really. Also, it's not that urgent, so... I mean, if I want to play some cards still, I could also think of playing the Nightingale to the wetlands. But actually that's not what I want. It's not the easiest game I've played, actually. Many good birds, but it's a bit clunky. I'm also not sure if it's still worth it to play the Ruddy Duck. Have they grabbed the wheat? Yes, they have, so... I think I'd just go... draw some cards now. Ooh. Interesting birds. Definitely not play Mallard. Ooh, Killdeer. But Killdeer is also not the card that I really want. The card drawing is definitely not happening in my grassland, so it's also probably too late for another Mockingbird. That's a bunch of birds. Do they have food left? Yes, one grub. But I would need wheat. So, what do we do? We will need to do this at some point anyway, so let's just do it now. Kick one of these for one more wheat. And be on our way. That boy could go to the forest for 2 more egg slots, which might be relevant. All under the assumption that I don't do full tuck every time. So if I do full tuck, then I get 5-6 points per activation, which is not that much of a full tuck. It's just full Chiffchaff, and also I deprive my rough of the stuff. So I think I will refrain from playing the Ruddy Duck and just be a bit more diverse for the rest of the game. Using Chiffchaff to get rid of stuff, but not doing exclusive drawing and tucking. Well, who's a good citizen scientist? 2 more birds with tucks. I mean, the swift is one. That would be one. Also, any random wetlands bird is one with a chaffinch, of course. The dove would also be a way to get 1 more tuck, but it's not really necessary. Or is it? No, I don't think so. Would probably actually be worth it to just play this one and this one to the wetland, to the grasslands. I mean, this definitely is worth it, so let's start out by doing that. And whether it will be the blackbird or just another wetlands bird that is fueled by the Chiffchaff, we'll see. It's only 3 points, so it's not worth to throw away everything else to fill this bonus card, but we're kind of close to fulfilling that, so why not do it? So grab a fish for the occasional random puffin that might be flipped. That's rough. Not playing this. Not playing this. Oh well, I do have to decide now, right? Yeah, then I don't do that. I can grab the colored dove in case it's necessary. And before we forget that, we need one here. How many cup nests do I have? 2, potentially 3, 4. But there's also costs a lot of grubs that I want to use otherwise, actually. I was briefly puzzled about 10 is an odd number for a rough in round 4. But yeah, these things happen, I guess. So what about his forest? I'm suspecting that there will be more wildlife. But so far they don't have that much food. So for the moment, next action would be laying eggs into the forest. Try to roll grubs. Oh, interesting. Brewer's blackbird. I think I'd prefer the dove over this, actually. I don't have that many surplus cards and I have a rough, so let's not do that. Use goldfinch. Roll grubs. Discard an egg to get a berry. So, playing the dove, laying eggs, potentially playing the blue, black, yellow, green bird. What's his name? Blue winged warbler. And then lay eggs again. So, dove first. So an interesting implication in this game is that I'm trying to support common, swift and duration colored dove without ever going to the forest. I think I haven't taken food just once because I could always rely on my crow, my gull or my opponent doing the hummy bird. So I think I really didn't go to the forest once in this game. I mean, there are these games, but I don't have a raven, but I do have a common swift and a collared dove, which is a very odd combination of events. Hummy is back. So it's probably worth it. So this is 7 points, which is more than, but -2 for that. That's fine. We just play that bird. And then lay eggs twice, probably. That will be fine. I hope. So that's now 8 egg slots in the forest. I hope that they cannot manage to play another 4 or 5 egg slot bird with this food. Well, they might. Something like woodcock or something I would expect from the food they have. But woodcock doesn't have that many egg slots. It could also be this quail or bobwhite. No, bobwhite is only grassland. California quail is the name of the bird, right? That would be a catastrophe. Because there will be 5 or 6 slots for the forest which they could fill. That would be a drama. Oh, fuck. It's even worse. Shit. So they get to 10. No, they get to 9. But I only get to 8. Fuck! Ah, this is annoying. Utterly crappy. Yeah. I mean, not much I can do about it, right? Then the question remains, is laying eggs the thing that we want to do? It's 4 points, 5 points. So let's assume with my last 2 actions I lay eggs twice. I can lay 10 eggs with the expense of 2 food. It will be 10 points. Then I have 2 food left for the dove, which means 12 points. And if I'm rolling luckily with a bee eater, I might get 2 more points, so 14. And then I get 3 more points with a ruff, which would be 17. If I draw cards, this should be less, right? Because I get 3 cards. I can tuck 5. It would leave me with 1 card. That would be 5 points. 1 point for the rough, 6 points. No, that's definitely worse. So I keep with the original plan of laying eggs, but be deeply disappointed that my opponent managed to overtake me on the round goal, which might cost the game actually. So discarding eggs for food is not really necessary. It's 1 point and that's 1 point as well, so let's not do that. Also, the egg limit is rather comfortable, but there is an upper limit of food that I can stuff into my birds, but I would also not ever reach this limit here, so... I might lose this game on the last meters. Opponent will have more than 30 eggs. Wait a second. No, that did it. At least that one worked. So I got the 2 extra points. It's still not Roger Delph. Is it? No, I played Bushy. Did I not? So let's see. As I figure that this will be a close one. 6 points ahead on birds. 3 ahead on bonus cards. Round goals kind of close. 3 behind. Eggs I will be way behind. But I can catch up on top cards now. Yes! Wow! What a game! Holy moly! Oh, crazy shit. So the only thing that is left for me to find out is if I really played Bushy, which I was quite convinced of, or if I played Roger Delp again. But well, that's nothing that you need to witness. That will maybe show up in the video description if there is more confusion. But so far, I thank you for being with me in this game asynchronously, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.